a friend introduced me to you, and it's helped close the gap on many of my points of my philosophy. And I guess my big question is, I believe, and yet I know there's also another step for me in the knowing. As like I know my children, that I know that I love them. I don't have to believe. And I wonder if there's a process that would help me move from the believing of what I believe into the knowing of what I believe.
Someone sat in the hot seat a few weeks ago and said, there are a few teachers that I'm studying, and they are similar. You are one of them, Abraham, he said. But some of them don't believe in law of attraction. And then he said, but I don't think they really understand it. And we said, well, it's not possible that they understand it if they don't believe it, because there's no evidence to the contrary of it anywhere. And then we said something very profound and accurate and extremely clever. Law of attraction will help them to prove there's no law of attraction. Because whatever you believe is your vibrational point of attraction, and things that match that just keep coming to you. So when Esther first was visiting with us, she had a little bump over our stubbornness when she was talking about something that was true that she didn't want to live. And she would say, but it's true, so therefore I think I should talk about it. And we were explaining to her that there are a lot of things that are true that you don't want to practice a vibration about. So a belief is just a thought you keep thinking, and knowing is just a thought that you've been thinking even longer. When you focus on something and you don't contradict it for as little as 17 seconds, another thought joins it, and momentum begins. When you hold it for another 17 seconds, another thought like it joins it, and more momentum. Another 17 seconds, which takes you across the 68-second mark. That's when true momentum begins. Now, it's not strong enough for manifestation, but it's strong enough that now you're on a roll, and now you'll be more likely to be able to find another thought. Now, we would not say that you would move from belief to knowing with that little focus, but we would say that more momentum has gotten underway. So what kind of focus does it take for something to go from belief to knowing? Well, let's call it, just for sake of example, let's call it manifestation point. In other words, when you believe something, you're not looking at evidence of it, but you understand the law, you've been consistent enough in your thoughts so that the thought comes easily to you. The thought comes often easily to you. Eventually is enough momentum that happens that then there is a manifestation that brings the knowing. And there is nothing in all of the universe that we want more for you, or that Esther wants more for her grandchildren, than for you to understand that focus, and therefore that subsequent feeling, nets these results. And you've hit upon the most important thing. It's the knowing that you're reaching for, because in that knowing you have complete resonance with the source within you. You see, you were source energy before you came into this physical body, and in coming into this physical body you sort of split from that source energy a bit, with very good reason, because you wanted to explore the contrast, because the expansion of the universe is important. So in knowing what you don't want, you ask for more, and the source within you became it immediately. The question is, did you? And the answer is no, not usually. So that split still exists. But by reaching for that high-flying disc, you can find the resonance with who you are, and complete resonance with the source within you is what knowing is. And that's the prize that you're all always looking for. Now, some side benefits. When you find that resonance and you've moved from hope to belief to knowing, the manifestations are flowing into your experience too. So if you're going after the manifestations, then that's a good way to get there. But if your objective is the manifestations, Now you're shooting yourself in the foot a little bit because your awareness that the manifestation that you seek hasn't happened yet. So now you're introducing unnecessary resistance into the equation. Are you following? Where if you're reaching for the resonance, if you're reaching for the feeling, if you care about how you feel, if it's that knowing that you're reaching for, not the having, not the doing, it's the knowing that you're reaching for. And what are you knowing? Knowing the fullness of who I am, knowing the love of who I am, knowing the energy of who I am, knowing the God force within me, knowing the invincibility that I am, knowing then the reason that I'm here, and knowing the all is possibleness of life. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Knowing. We want you to know what we know. And we know everything you want. We know all that you've become. And we never stop offering a vibration in as many words as Esther can find to help to lead you there. We want you to know who you are. And that's what you want to. And when you know it, then you stand in your invincibility and you feel competition with no one because when you know what we know, then it's just more wonderful things, just the process never ending. Sometimes humans are a little frustrated because we say, well, you sift and you know what you don't want, you know what you do want, but you're not a vibrational match to it. And then you work to become a vibrational match, and then you stand in that knowing, and then it manifests. But along with that comes a whole new set of contrasting experiences that causes further expansion. So you never quite get it done. You're always reaching into that which you have become. But when you get to this place that you are, and this place that you're wanting to converse with us about, when you get to this place where you know about law of attraction, and you know about momentum, and you know about focus, and you know about your emotions, and even though you sometimes aren't doing it, you still know you could. When you know it, when you have this knowledge, then you don't even mind standing in a place that you don't want to be, because you just call it a beautiful step one moment that's causing you to bounce into another place. When you have this knowing, then there's no fear, then there's no reluctance, then there's no danger ever. In other words, it's what everyone is reaching for. It's what you all find when you reemerge into your knowing. We just don't think you should have to croak to do it.